to the homestead. Glad you're watching. Well, it's not a new day. I'm wearing the same clothes and you'll probably notice that, but it is later in the afternoon and I only have a few hours. So what I'm gonna do is I've picked this section right here to work with, and it used to be narrower if I remember right, because what I'm seeing here in the very front are those, they're just a weed. They grow really tall and they're very green, and then in the winter, fall, winter, whatever, they dry out and they're easier to get out of the ground. Some of them are going to have to be clopped. It just depends on whether or not they're totally dried at the root area. But anyway, doesn't really matter. I'm going to thin this down because we're going to need this section of the yard. Right now our wood pile's way over there on the other side of the yard, but we can't keep it there. We aren't going to have access to getting the wood over there. So what we need to do is we need to create a new place for the wood. The wood's free wood that we pick up on the other side of Dallas, and it's a steel company or something, and they have big gigantic crates, and it's beautiful wood in a sense. Anything free is beautiful, and we've been using a lot of it for the last year. Well, it's time to go get some more, because some of them are what you call full pallets. We're going to use the full pallets as our decking, and but that's down the line. But in the meantime, we need to keep collecting that wood. So we're going to have to start going out there once a week or something and getting a trailer full. Our trailer is so tiny that we don't get much when we go, unless we rent a trailer. We did borrow a neighbor's trailer before, but we don't want to keep borrowing stuff from our neighbors because they're just going to think we use them. And we do, but they're good people and we just don't want to take advantage. So anyway, got a lot of work to do. Let's get busy. A lot of weeds. They were tall, really tall. I've got itchies right here, so whatever was on them is here, and I'm itching now because of it. And then also, there might be snakes in there. I don't know. So I'm gonna get the metal rake. We're gonna kind of rake some of those weeds away before I keep going. I cut them down not all the way to the ground because of them being so massively tall. It'll be easier for me just to go back and cut them down all the way to the ground now since it's cleared up. And wow, that's a lot of dry stuff. So I'm gonna end up having to move them. But my fire, what's that called? My burn pile, it's way big. And so I've got all these things to get rid of. I might need to set them on the outside of the property and get back to them whenever I can. They're all over the place. They just grow really wild. But there's also some trees that have started growing in there, and then some other stuff we've got to take care of. So I'll get busy doing that raking part. Okay, there's a lot of vines in there. I think they're, I don't know, maybe they're blackberry, I don't know, but there's vines. And also, I got bit by something. Maybe it was a spider or something in the weeds, or maybe it's time for the mosquitoes to come out. Either way, I'm gonna go spray just in case. And while I'm out, I'm gonna get the weed eater and bring the weed eater back over here. Don't go anywhere. Okay, well, I took a dent out of it, and my back's hurting, and I'm kind of hungry. I think I'm going to make spaghetti and meatballs for dinner. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off for right now. God bless you all. You be sure to like, share, press that notification bell, and subscribe. And we'll see you next time on The Homestead. Bye-bye now.